Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another wonderful session at Byju's Champions. How are you all doing today? Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sneha. Hi, Nandini. Hi, Deepak. Hi, Ashwarya. Hi, Gungun. How are you? Hi, Naina. Hi, Harsimran. Hello. Hi, Meenakshi. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Hi. Hi, Deepak. Hi, Lucky. Hi, Amisha. Hi, Priya. I can see a lot of you. I can see how excited you guys are for today's session because seeing your comments, I'm getting so excited today. Hi, Aradhya. Hi, Yukta. Hello. Hi. Yes. Hi, Kajal. Hi, Papia. Hello. Hi, Amisha. Yes. Hello, Kajal. Yes, I think I can see a lot of you. How are you, Ruchit? I'm good. How are you? Yes. Okay, guys. So I am so happy that all of you are here today. Please tell your friends that we're going to have an amazing session today. Tell them to come join the session because we are going to be learning the next set of concepts from the chapter Crop Production and Management. But before I get started, I hope my audio, my video, and my screen and what I am writing is visible to you. Yes. Okay, I can see all of you are so excited. That's so sweet. Hello. Hi, Ayush. Yes. Hi, Gungun. I'm doing good. How are all of you today? Yes, I can see that. So, guys, send me a lot of thumbs up on the screen so that I know we are good to go. Yes, I can see a lot of thumbs up coming. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, all right. So guys, today what we are going to be doing is we will be learning about sowing of seeds, manure and fertilizers. But before we get started with the session, what I'm going to do is to read some of the top comments of the people who had answered the homework question in the last session. So I can see that Gungun, Sonali and Shashi Rekha had given me some wonderful answers about the different types of crops, and they classified all that was there at their home in the kitchen and they had identified them into the different types of crops. So guys, now I can see a lot of you are excited for the session today. So after today's class, I want you to take the homework question and drop in more comments in the video and send me the answers. Hello Tushar, hello Manya, hi, hello Himanshu. Yes, I remember you. Yes, good evening. I'm so happy that you're all excited for today's session. So not to forget, tell your friends, tell them to like, share, subscribe, come visit all of the wonderful videos that we have ready, all the sessions that we have planned for you. So let's start with a quick recall of the previous session because I can see that all of you were there in the previous session as well, right? So what did we start off learning in the previous session? What was the first thing that we learned about? Yes, okay, I can see some of you all are new in the class. Not to worry, I'm happy that you're here. That is all that matters. So what is the first thing that we learned in our class last time? Yes, wonderful Nana, we learned about crops. We learned about what is soil, we learned about agriculture, preparation of soil. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's start off with telling me, can you quickly tell me what is agriculture? In the chat box, what is agriculture? Yes. Okay, yes, I can see that a lot of you are typing crops, types of crops. Can you quickly tell me what is agriculture? Do you guys remember what is agriculture? Yes, good evening, Sonali. Good evening. Yes, hi, Ankita. Hi, Disha. Yes, crop production. Okay, to grow crops in large number. Yes, to grow crops and livestock in a large number, right? It's a branch of science. And we know that crops are plants which are cultivated in a large scale. Why? Because for our consumption. Yes, wonderful, Aradhya. It is the practice of cultivating crops. Yes, cultivation of crops and livestock. Wonderful, Sneha. Yes, very good. And we also know that when we talk about crops, there are three types of crops, right? And it was a very important concept that we looked at. And these three categories that are there are based on the season. So we have three seasons, right, or cropping seasons, where we have rainy or monsoon season, we have summer season, yes, and of course we have winter season. Yes, it's a process by which farmers grow crops in abundance. Wonderful. Yes, yes. Perfect. All of y'all are answering the questions wonderfully. Yes, that's all about agriculture and crops. Now we have moved to types of crops. Now I can see a lot of you are giving me the answers. So what I have is, we have a very simple game for you. So I want us to revise this in a simple game format. So I want you to be ready and at the edge of the seat for this. Because we know that there are some seeds which are sown in the rainy season or in the monsoon season, some which are sown in the winter season that is there, and some which are sown in the summer season. And based on this, we know that broadly 3 categories are there, that is Rabi, Kharif and Zaid crops. So very quickly tell me, Rabi crops are grown in which season? In the chat box right now. Rabi crops are grown in which season? Yes, I can see all of you typing Kharif, Rabi and Zaid crops. Yes, I can see Gungun is telling winter, Naina's telling rainy. I can see, yes, lot of winter coming in October to November. Yes, very good. Yes, I can see a lot of winter coming in. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. Yes, Rabi crops are sown in the winter season, especially during the October-November time. Now, do you guys remember some examples of Rabi crops? Do you remember some of the examples that we had discussed about? In one example, if you are able to tell me. Wonderful, Vrinda. Yes, Aradhya. Yes, Lucky. It is not in the rainy season, but in the winter season. Yes. Very good, Himanshu. Very good, Shivani. Shivanshi. Sorry about that. Yes, very good, Sneha. Wheat, pea, gram. Yes, pea, wheat. Wonderful. I can see a lot of answers coming in. Yes. So I'll give you a simple trick of remembering some examples. Have you seen the car BMW? Right? We know that there's a car called BMW, right? So a simple way of remembering this is PMW. So PMW can be our version of BMW, but this is a short form for some examples. P for pea plant, M for mustard, W for wheat. Right? Simple way of remembering some examples for Rabi crops that are sown in winter season. Moving on. Which kind of crop or Kharif crop is grown in which season? Monsoon or rainy season or in the summer season? Very quickly. Yes. Oh, someone's telling me that, Yukta, you have an uncle who has a car in the USA. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, rainy season. Okay, I can see some competition between summer and rainy. Yes. I could also see PMWG, G for grams. Very good. Wonderful. Yes, that is exactly correct. Kharif crops are sown in the monsoon season, right? Or in the rainy season. And can you guys give me some quick examples of the same? Yes, Nimrit, I remember you. Hi. Yes, can you give me some examples? Because Kharif crops is a very simple one, right? Yes, June to September. Wonderful. Rice, maize, cotton, groundnut. Yes. Paddy. Wonderful. Soybean. Yes, yes. Okay. So again, let's make a simple mnemonic for this. Let's have like, I'm sure, we can have something like RMC Silks, right? Let's imagine we have a, we have a silk store and it's called as RMC. R for rice, M for maize, C for cotton. Simple way of remembering some of the examples because this is how I sometimes remember the examples. Yes, yes, maize, wonderful, wonderful. Example, paddy, yes, brilliant guys, brilliant. Leaving us with the last one, that is Zaid crops, which are sown in the summer season. And can you quickly tell me some examples of Zaid crops, right? They are those short crops, or it's for a short period where it is sown around end of March and April and harvested by the end of it. Yes, summer season. Pumpkin, cucumber, wonderful, yes. Watermelon, right. Hi Asta, hello, I can see you. Yes, perfect. So here as you can see, you can have a simple way of remembering this for Z, that is PWC, right? Pumpkin, watermelon and cucumber. Now last time there was a very interesting question where one of you asked me, are mangoes considered to be Zaid crops? Now the thing is, mangoes don't really fall under the category of Kharif, Rabi and Zaid. And as a matter of fact, there are various ways of categorizing crops, right? One is, of course, what we learned about, that is based on the cropping season. But the thing is, we can also, categorize crops on various other factors, which is why mangoes will not come under this particular category. Hi, Priya, I can see your chat. Hello, how are you doing? Hi, Papia. Hello. Right. So with this, we have recalled all about the different types of crops. So we had a fun, simple game where we played together, right? Now, after this, do you remember what we learned about? What was the next thing that we did? What was the next thing that we spoke about after types of crops? Yes, I can see that. Okay, all of you still talking about wonderful cropping patterns. Yes, wonderful. Preparation of soil. Very good, Gungun. Very good, Naina. Very good. Yes. So next thing that we spoke about was agricultural practices. And we actually didn't directly start with preparation of soil, but we quickly looked at all the agricultural practices that are there and how there are 7 steps, right? We have preparation of soil, sowing, addition of nutrients, irrigation, removal of weeds, harvesting, and storage. And the first thing that we learned about in our previous session was, of course, preparation of soil, right? Now, you tell me, what all did we learn in preparation of soil, right? Why preparation of soil is important? What are the reasons? Can you quickly tell me? Yes, Anukriti, we learned about preparation of soil. Yes, Prakash, we learned about the plow. Yes. Right. Now, yes, Nana, tilling and plowing. Very good, Gungun. Yes, wonderful. So we learnt about what we mean by preparation of soil, where we need to loosen and turn the soil, or what we call as tilling and plowing, right? Now, can you also tell me why we need to do all this tilling and plowing or loosening the soil, right? What is the need of doing all of this? Loosening and digging. Very good, Aradhya. Very good. To aerate the soil. Yes, Sonali, we need to do this because we need to aerate the soil. And this is so that the roots that are there are able to breathe. Yes, very good, Himanshu. It is so that the roots can breathe. So I'm going to quickly write this down. Roots can breathe, and even you all can write these pointers down. To make pores for water to penetrate. Very good, Aradhya. Very good, Dibyanshi. Very good, Deepak. Right, for deeper growth of roots. Very good, Shashireka. Yes, to help breathe because of the roots. Yes, yes. Of course. And of course, too, so that the microbes and the earthworms are also there. So I'm just going to write down for the microbes or the microorganisms and earthworms. Now, there's also a very important point on how nutrients need to be made available, right, for the plants to grow. Distribution of nutrients. Yes, wonderful, Nana. Very good. Distribution of nutrients. That's another pointer that is there. So I'm going to quickly write this down just like how you guys told me. Distribution of nutrients. Now, how did we do soil preparation? We did it using some tools. Yes? What tools did we use? Ma'am, is onion a leaf? Okay, so Asta, that's a very interesting question. Can I answer this question at the end of the session? Is that okay? You can send me a thumbs up in the chat box so that I'll pick this question up in the end. And in case if I'm about to forget, you can send it back in the end, all right? Okay, wonderful, Pritika. Plow, hoe, and cultivator. So we used all of these tools in order to prepare the soil, where plow and hoe here are traditional tools, while cultivator here is a modern tool which does not require a lot of labor. Very good, Sneha. Very good, Dibyanshi. Very good, Vrinda. Very good, Ankita. Very good. Okay, so all of you guys have understood whatever we have covered in our previous session, and this was a quick recall because I see that a lot of new folks have come to join the session. So please tell your friends to come and join in. We will be having all these recall sessions and we will be learning a lot of interesting things. So with this, we've recalled whatever we've had in the previous session. Now let's move on to what we will be learning today, wherein today we will be looking at the next set of steps in agricultural practices, where we will do introduction to sowing, we will learn about sowing methods, addition of nutrients, manure, and fertilizers. So first up, let us start with sowing. So first and foremost, I want you guys to take a guess of what do we mean by sowing. It's a very simple topic, very, very simple. Hi Sonali, I can see you and I can see your answers. Please don't feel demotivated. Keep sending in the answers. Revision is complete. So what can you tell me about sowing? Very good, Nana. Yes, Priya. It is planting seeds, planting of seeds. Yes, putting seeds in soil. Yes, Prakash, it is that. Yes, Priya. Sowing plants sowing seeds in the soil. So this right here is a very simple process where we plant the seeds of the crops into the soil. Now the next question comes as to why do we need to do this, right? Why do we need to sow it in the soil? It's a silly question because it needs to grow. Now imagine I'm a farmer. I have prepared my soil. I have this big sack of, seeds with me and I'm just going to sow the seeds, right? Do you think that all the seeds that I have sowed will grow? What do you think? All the seeds that I am going to sow, do you think they will grow? You can say a yes or a no in the chat box. For germination, it is important to grow plants using seeds. Very good, Swati. Very good, Kavya. Yes, no, they will not grow. Now, can you take a guess as to why? Yes, Gungun, bad quality seeds. Yes, wonderful. So the thing is, all the seeds that are there in my sack may not be of good quality. And it is important that we have good quality seeds at the end of the day because we need to get a good yield of plants. So I'm going to quickly write that down because it's important that we get a good yield of plants. So the next question comes as to how do we select the seeds that we need to plant? Or let me rephrase this question as to how do we select these healthy seeds, right? Because at the end of the day, if they are healthy and of good quality, then we will have an improved yield or good quality plants which might be growing. Yes, because good crops need to be grown. Yes, Manya, I am able to see your messages. Yes, so how are we going to do this? I can already see that. Put it in water. So let's take some seeds. So here we have the wheat seeds. And you guys have already told me, take a beaker of water and add the seeds into it. Now what is going to happen to all the bad seeds? Yes, Kajal, the bad seeds will float. Yes, Priya, the quality is an important factor that determines the crop yield. Wonderful. Yes, Neha, bad quality seeds will float. So I can see that all of you have done this. Very good, Yashasvi. Selecting seeds is very, very important. So all the bad seeds will float. Now the bad seeds are floating because of what reason? Why are the bad seeds floating? All of you are telling me healthy seeds will sink, unhealthy ones will float. Why are the bad seeds floating? Because they are bad quality? Yes. Because they are hollow. Wonderful, Naina. Yes. Yes, Harsimran. They are hollow. So when they are of bad quality, they get damaged, which means that they become hollow and they are lightweight. And when they are lightweight, they end up floating on top of the water, while the healthy ones will end up sinking or they will be at the bottom. Now, this is something that we read about. This is something that now we are, picturizing, right? Why don't we try it out for ourselves? So, hey, can you make me a little big on the screen in the center so that I can show them something? So, what I'm going to do right now is I am going to try this out. Can you see me? I hope I'm big and clear. Yes, I'm big and clear here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try the same thing out. And what I have with me is the same beaker that is filled with water, and I have some seeds. Now, I just bought it off a market that is very close by to my house, so I really don't know. It could be that all of them are good quality seeds, maybe one or two maybe of bad quality. No clue. Let's just try it out. So I'm just going to drop it, and whoa, I can see that most of them have sunk to the bottom. None of them are floating, right? Can you guys see this? Can you see any floating on top? Yes, very good, Yukta. You can do this at home. Actually, I would recommend all of you. Take some seeds which are there at home, any kind of seeds, and you can put it in the water. Now, in this case, as you can see, what can be determined from this? All of it is of good quality because nothing is floating on top. I hope all of you can see this. I'm just going to take this tissue paper and keep it here. Right? Can you see the brown colored seeds that are there? Yes, you can take dal. Yes, Nandini, you can take the dal. They're all good quality. So what you can do is go home, you can take some seeds, put it in the water, and you can just test for yourself. If they are of bad quality, they may float on top. But if everything is of good quality, which is anyway available in the market, they may be, they'll be sunk to the bottom. So now you can make me small again to the side. So this was some interesting thing that you can do at home. So far, guys, everything about sowing, why sowing is important and how we can select seeds are clear. Send a thumbs up in the chat box. No floating means they're all of good quality. Oh, Gungun, you tried it with pulses. So how was it? Okay, very good, Shivanshi. Oh, Sonali, you're going to try it now? Actually, I would request you to wait for the session to get over and then go back and try it. Okay, I can see that it is crystal clear. So let's move on to the next bit on understanding about how are we going to sow these seeds. We've learned about how we have to select and find out which is good and bad. Now let us see how we are going to do it. So one way of sowing seeds, which is a very common way of doing it, is of course sowing it by hand, right? And we call this method as the broadcast method. Now this right here is actually very interesting. So this is something that has been followed age old by the farmers, where they will take a big basket of seeds, the good quality ones, and they will just throw it. So as you can see here, they are just, throwing the seeds into the farmland that is there, of course, after preparing the soil. Now this right here, of course, has its own advantages because it's very cheap, right? And it's very fast. And of course, we can see that it's very simple for the farmers to do. But of course, it comes with some disadvantages, right? Yes, Amisha, they may take long hours because if the field is big, it will take long hours. But this kind of method is actually preferred for, farms which are not very big, but rather they are very small. Broadcasting, drilling, yes, I can see a lot of very good answers. Yes, wonderful. Now the thing here is that although they have their advantages, they have some disadvantages. First and foremost, we see that there is crowding of seeds. Now they're just randomly throwing, right? They're not like focusing on where the seeds are landing. So eventually what happens? We see that there will be some crowding and the seeds will be crowded. And effectively when they start to germinate, we see that there'll be a lot of clashes here amongst the seeds, which is why this is not really recommended. And the thing is, when you sow, they must be spaced out equidistantly or equally. There must be a good amount of space between one another so that they can grow. It's kind of like, imagine if you are in a room with 10 people, right? You'll still have some amount of space to move around. But imagine if you're in a small room with 100 people, you'll not be able to move around much, right? It'll be very crowded. So crowding also affects the seeds. Now, along with this, what happens is that when you do this broadcast method, they will be falling superficially. They'll not be embedded deep in the soil, right? And when that happens, the birds that are there, they'll be like, ooh, yummy food, time for me to eat. They will just fly, come, pick it, and they will go. And who is at loss now? The farmers are at loss. Yes, Yukta, it will be crowded. Gungun, very good. Seed drill puts the seed on equal footing. Naina, yes, competition for sunlight will also be there. So Manya, you're asking me if we can check with Rajma or Moong Dal. You can try with anything. We can try it out, no? They have told us wheat, but we'll try out with whatever seeds are available at home. Field will look messy. There will be competition. They cannot breathe properly. Sometimes scarecrow will defend the seed, is it? Oh, you're saying that the scarecrow might scare off the birds, is it? Yeah, sometimes they do put that up. Yes, wonderful guys, wonderful. So I can see that most of you are able to understand and follow why it is not preferred to do broadcast method. Which is why we have something very interesting known as funnel sowing. So now I want you to take a minute and focus on what the farmer is doing here. Now what do you observe? What is this farmer doing here? Of course, he has some bullocks. He's, moving the bullocks. And as you can see, he is using a certain tool. Yes, can you tell me what kind of tool he is using here? A traditional tool. Okay, Prakash is saying plowing. He is plowing, but he's also using a tool. And this tool is used for the method which is known as funnel sowing. Yes, Amisha, very good. Funnel-like tool, funnel sowing. Yes, very good, Yashasvi, very good. All right. So now as you can see here, in funnel sowing, we have an instrument, or I would say an implement like this. Now I will show you what exactly happens here. Now we see that the seeds are put into this funnel-like structure that you see on top. And these seeds will fall through this port. It will get distributed here. And then eventually they will be sown in this fashion. And as you can see here, it also has a plowshare-like structure. So you remember, right, when we spoke about plow, it had a plowshare, which was a V-shaped structure that helped in plowing. So you can see here that these structures will also help in the same. So as you plow, it will also make sure that the seeds are sown. And this way we see that it is sown deep in a good amount of depth, and they are sown equidistant. But the only disadvantage with funnel sowing is that it's very slow and it is very laborious. The farmer has to put in so much effort, right? Yes, funnel sowing. It's a funnel-shaped tool. Wonderful. Yes, very good, Aradhya. Yes, it is time-saving, but at the same time, it can be laborious also, because if the field is very big, you imagine how much work the farmer has to do, right? Yes, Nandini, you can send in your doubt once again. I think I had missed the chat earlier, so you can send it once again. All right. So now as you can see here, we know that this has some advantages, but it also has some disadvantages. which is why the most preferred method here, of course, is the modern method, which is seed drill. Yes, Anukriti, it is known as seed drill. And seed drill is sowing. Now, as you can see, the process when we use a seed drill for sowing seeds, we call this process as drilling, as someone had mentioned earlier. Very simple. Now, as you can see in the seed drill, it is a mechanic tool, which means you connect it to a tractor and the farmer does not need to worry. He just needs to sit on the tractor and drive it, right? So, compared to, manual effort, it's comparatively relatively less. And along with this, what we also notice is that it is more efficient, yes? So, we see that there are various types of seed drill. This is just one kind of seed drill that the farmer would use, right? Time saving, wonderful, saving labor, protecting cows. Yes, wonderful, Gungun. Very good, Aradhya. Very good. Yes, Sonali, they use tractors. It's a time saving, it is efficient, and it is easy. Now, as you can see, you have a big container here. Now, what they do is they will store all the seeds in this, right? And then it will get distributed, where through these small openings, it will fall and they will sow the seeds and it will be equidistant. Yes, it will be sown at an equal distance. Saving energy, yes, it will save the farmer's energy who's putting in so much effort already into making sure that the crops are growing wonderfully. Yes, Nandini, it will prevent damage caused by birds because again, it is sown at a deeper distance into the soil. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. So with this, if you see, we have looked at sowing, why sowing, and the tools that we use for sowing. So before I go ahead, I have a very easy question which I know you guys will answer anyway. Tell me which of the following tools are not used or are used for sowing. Is it hoe, plow, seed drill or cultivator? Very good. Quickly tell me in the chat box what is the correct answer. I can see that seed drill is there. Yes, see, yes. Come on, guys, keep the chat going. Keep it going. Yes, I can see some cultivator answer coming in. Okay, I can see here and there. Wonderful. Most of you have given me the correct answer. So the correct answer here is option C, seed drill. Cultivator is a tool which is used for preparation of soil. And this is a modern implement that is there. So far we have covered sowing and we've looked at entire bit of sowing. So are we clear so far? Guys, very quickly in the chat box, send me a thumbs up and let me know that whatever we have discussed so far is good to go. Yes. Okay, Achyut is asking me what is a hoe. So hoe is again a tool that is used for preparation of soil. Yes. Right, I can see a lot of thumbs up. Yes, Janvi, I can see your message. Please do send me, if you have any doubt, please do send your doubts in the chat box. I will try to address it. Yes, wonderful. Yes, very good, Amisha. Very good. Okay. So, Neha, if you're having any doubts, please do put your doubts in the chat box. I'll help you out with it. Yes, now moving on, before I go ahead to the next bit of it, how many of you all have heard about a nursery? Have you heard about a nursery? Have you ever been to a nursery any time before? Okay, Sonali, you're asking me to explain funnel method again. I will be revising towards the end, so I will pick it up in the end. Right. Okay, I can see a lot of you have been to a nursery. So, nursery is just a place where you get small plantlets or you even get seeds to buy. So, this is my garden story when I went to a nursery with my mother and I bought some seeds. And what I did is I got back home and as you can see, I always have some beakers with me, right? So, I took one beaker I took 3 beakers. I put soil, I prepared the soil, I sowed my seeds. Yes, and after that, I added water. And I added water to all my beakers. So I'm going to label this as A, B and C, all the 3 beakers. Now I can also see some of you are asking, Anukriti, you are asking me what is combine. So just give me 1 minute, we will discuss this towards the end, okay? So this bit of it we will discuss towards the end. Now, as you can see, I have added water and I have given it good amount of sunlight. So these 2 things I have done and my plants grew. But my plants are supposed to be bigger, right? But you can see they are not very big. They are pretty small. So why do you think this has happened? Why are these plants growing so less? Can you tell me? Can you very quickly tell me why the plants are not growing properly? Okay, Nana says lack of nutrition. Okay. Now they need nutrients. But I have a question for you. Soil has nutrients, right? So why is it not growing enough? Why is it that even though soil has nutrients, they're not able to grow? Yes, we have to add manure and fertilizer, less space, they need proper. So I've given proper water and sunlight, Priya. So even then it is not growing. Humus deficiency. Oh, very interesting answer, Disha. Very interesting. Nutrients. Yes, Sonali. Small space. Okay, I can see a lot of you have given me very interesting answers. Very good, Siri. They're saying because it's growing in a beaker, there's not enough place. That could also be one of the answers. Yes. So now, as you can see, most of you have got it right. Now, the thing is, in this case, there's not enough nutrients in the soil. And this is something I did at home. Now, you imagine if I had, imagine farmers, big lands, lots of soil, they need to keep growing crops. So what happens is that the rate at which they grow these crops, right, they need to keep growing it. And soil doesn't have enough time to replenish itself. Now, I know I used a very fancy word, replenish. It is nothing but to restock or, make sure that whatever nutrients they've given to the crops, they need to also make sure that they have a surplus of it back. No, they need to have it with them. So that is nothing but what we say by replenish, okay, in a very simple manner, I would say. So in this case, as you can see, this is what happens in the farmlands, which is why we see that sometimes there are not enough essential nutrients. I have to stress on this. There are not enough essential nutrients for the growth of these plants. Yes, and we see that because it is lacking, they are not able to grow, which is why we need to add nutrients to the soil. Yes, to restore. The glass is really big. Okay, the glass is big, but still it was not growing because nutrients or the essential nutrients were missing. Now, very quickly, can you tell me what do we mean by the term nutrients? Very simple, very easy question. What do we mean by the term nutrients? We can add manure. Yes, Anukriti, very good. We can add manure and fertilizers to nourish the plants. Yes. Now, I want you to first focus on this very simple term, that is nutrients, because it is something you would have learned in your lower grades. Can you quickly recall what do we mean by it? Materials required for growth. Very good, Harsimran. Substance that is needed to keep a living organism alive, something that is useful. Very good, Priya. It gives energy. Yes. Yes, Siri, nutrients is a substance used by an organism to survive, grow, and reproduce. Wonderful, guys. Wonderful. I want to give you all a big clap. I wish if you were all right here, I would be, giving the biggest clap. Because nutrients are nothing but substances needed by living organisms to grow and develop. Whether it's a plant, whether it's an animal, whether it's a microorganism, they require nutrients. And we see that in crop production, we provide essential nutrients through manure and fertilizers. And we add manure and fertilizers because they improve. Now, this is a key word, right? They improve the quality and I would say they improve the yield of the crops. So, they drastically improve the yield. Yes, it is a substance which is required or it is essential. Yes, wonderful. Yes, they improve the soil fertility. Wonderful, guys, wonderful. And we see that this process of adding these nutrients to the soil is what we call as manuring. So, very important keyword, guys. Manuring is a process of adding these essential nutrients to the soil. So, now that we have added our essential nutrients, we see that there will be an improve in the yield. And as you can see, when I've added it, my plants are having an increased yield as you see here. Now, somebody is asking me, what do we mean by yield? Now, this is in a very simple language, if I have to, explain this, it's nothing but when we have, when there is an improved quality and quantity, right? So, when I say improve yield, that means the crops are growing very well. So, that's a simple way of explaining without going into the technicalities of it. So, somebody is asking me the difference between compost and manure. So, just give me 2 minutes, I will be getting to it right away. Now, the thing here is that when we talk about manure, right? So, what is manure? So, manure is nothing but an organic substance, right? Or an organic matter which is derived from solid animal and plant waste. So, this is very, very important and I want you to focus on the key word which is organic, which means that it is available or it is obtained from living organisms. Yes, cow dung, manure is cow dung and fertilizers include chemicals. Yes, very good, Shivanshi. Yes, Sonali, to produce or provide crops or profit. Yes. Yes, I can see a lot of interesting answers coming in. Cow dung and dried leaves are examples of manure. Yes, wonderful. So now the thing is, manure can be obtained in various ways, right? So one way, of course, is by the process of composting. So someone asked me what is compost and manure. So now manure can be just solid animal and plant waste or the organic matter that is there. And cow dung is, of course, one very good example of manure. And compost also can be used, wherein we take the plant and animal waste, and what the farmer will do, he will dig a pit in the soil, add all the waste material that is there, he will cover it, and he will let the microbes act on it. And we know that these microbes will decompose the organic matter, and of course at the end of it, it will, be broken down into simple nutrients that can be absorbed, right? And at the end of it, it's important that the nutrients that are there are in a form which the plants can take up. Otherwise, what's the point of doing all this? No use, right? Because it should be something that the plants can take it up. Now, another thing here is that in manures, right? So say we have nutrient 1, nutrient 2 and nutrient 3. And assuming that these are some essential nutrients, I'm not going into the details of it. So assuming these are 3 essential nutrients, we see that the amount of nutrient 1, 2, 3 that will be there will keep differing. It's not something that can be fixed, okay? Because it's something that we're getting from the nature and we're giving it back so that we can grow the crops. This is not fixed. But say you want it to be fixed. I want 10x of nutrient 1, I want 15x of nutrient 2. In such cases, what you will do is, we will use fertilizers. Now, what are fertilizers? They are man-made, yes, because it's something we are making. You're not getting from the nature. And they are made up of inorganic salts or inorganic chemical substances which are supplied to the crops. And we see that it can be solid or it could be, it's usually solid and they make it into a liquid and then they will spray it on the crops. And we see that they are mainly made up of chemical substances, right? And they are manufactured in the factories and they include elements. So some examples of fertilizers are urea, potash, and of course we have NPK, which stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, right? So here, as you can see, we have looked at what are manure and what are fertilizers. And yes, Anukriti, manure is organic and environment friendly. Wonderful. Yes, I can see a lot of examples coming in. Very good, guys. Very, very good. So as you can see, in this session, we are only going to have an introduction to manure and fertilizers. We will not go deeper because, as you can see, we are almost towards the end of today's class. But in our next session, where we will be looking at the concepts, we will be dwelling deeper into the differences of manure and fertilizer and the differences. Yes, Priya, manure can be prepared in farms. Yes, they can be prepared. And yes, Amisha is telling that, fertilizers are not their chemicals, so they may spoil. So differences we will deal later. Now, Yashasvi had asked me difference between compost and manure. So, just take an example. We have manure is an organic substance. It could be cow dung or it could be compost. But compost is something that we get or buy when we dig that pit, we put all the waste material and we allow the decomposition process to take place. So, this is a very simple way of differentiating the two. What is NPK, Shivanshi? So, NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, and they are an example of fertilizer. So with this, we have come to looking at the interesting concepts that we will be looking at today. So very quickly to recall what we have learned in our session. So we learned about sowing, right? And we know that sowing is nothing but when we plant the seeds in the soil. And we know that it is important that we have the right technique because it is important that, they are sown at a good depth, they're able to grow and, the birds don't come and take it away and go. And we also learnt about the different ways. So we have broadcast, funnel method, and I remember Sonali had asked me about the funnel method once again. So funnel method or funnel sowing is when a device or a funnel-like structure is used, and it's a traditional method, right, wherein it will help in the equidistant sowing. And we also have seed drill, and this process is known as drilling. Then we also looked at addition of nutrients, and we learnt about manure and fertilizers. And we had a quick introduction to it. So I have a quick question for you guys. Decomposed plant and animal waste. So focus on the term decomposed. Is used as dash for crops. Wet waste, humus, manure and fertilizer. What do you think is the answer? Yes, I can see a lot of C coming in. I can see some answers which are B. Right. Yes. Okay, I can see a lot of answers coming in and the correct answer here is manure. Now, I could see that some of you got confused with hummus. Now, manure is something that you will prepare and you will add it. Humus is a layer of decomposed material which is already present in the soil, right? So, decomposed material which is already there, manure is something that you are going to prepare. So, that is the main difference that would be there. And before I wind up the session, guys, today's homework is list the advantages of seed drill over traditional methods of sowing. Please write this down so that you can write the answer in the chat box, and I will call out the top comments in the next session. And I can see a lot of you are asking me when is the next class. So before I go there, I'm going to quickly repeat the homework question. List the advantages of seed drill over traditional methods of sowing. That is what you need to do for today's homework. And it's a very simple one that we had already discussed. Now, I will be coming next this Thursday. I'm coming on Thursday where we are going to be exploring crop production and management. And we're going to do something a lot interesting and a lot of fun, right? So guys, this is Byju's Champions. We've got you covered. Tell your friends, spread the word, like, share, subscribe. And if you want out our free trial classes, you can check them out. Link is in the description box. So guys, I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for attending today's class. Thank you, Deepti. Thank you, Anukriti. Yes, wood ash also increases fertility. Thank you all. Bye, Priya. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's class. Because I had a lot of fun in today's class, I hope you did. Hoping to see you very soon again. Bye-bye and have a nice day.